Super AMAD stars again as Manchester United beats Real Betis by 3 goals to 2 in an important preseason game. But guys, it's mixed feelings despite the masterclass from one of our most beloved players. Well, injuries after injuries after injuries. Is it a jinx? What's going on with Manchester United ahead of a season that we are all highly anticipating? Welcome to the United Sport. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe to the United Sport as we do continue to follow Manchester United. Now, I've got a mixture of good, bad, and quite ugly news really concerning our players, but I'll start with the good, guys. I'm not an agent of doom. I'll start with the good. AMAD Diallo was at it again, and he was clearly the man of the match. And even Man United ran a poll, the club ran a poll asking people who was their best performer for the guys that started in the team that started. And look right there, 65%, I'm among those 65%, voted for AMAD Diallo. He had 44 touches on the ball, I think the most by anyone in the first half. You love how AMAD Diallo keeps getting himself on the ball and carries it, plays his teammates along. He's bold, he's fearless. Him and Marcus Rashford were clearly the best players. Of course, AMAD was better by far. Rashford was the second best. Honestly, Rashford is beginning to look a little bit sharper, playing passes. He's looking more like a team player. He assisted the goal for Casemiro. I think he was also involved in the first goal for AMAD. So he's looking good. But for AMAD, I like I'm observing something about his game. I told you before about how he has worked on something I thought was lacking, because a player who plays AMAD's way, the style of AMAD Diallo, where you get yourself on the ball many times, you're trying to carry the ball and go through a forest of legs, you're always going to be knocked. And that's why he's very susceptible to injuries. For you to be able to counter them, you've got to be strong. And you can see that, I think, in most of his concentration in his training is on his stamina and his muscles. You can see that he has built more muscles. He's more firm on the ground because he's a short man. He's more firm on the ground, and his muscles make him, solid. So even when he runs with the ball through a forest of legs, even when they knock him, it's always going to be easy to knock him, to bring him down. Of course, he will win a couple of free kicks and and fouls for the team. But in terms of his body enduring and not being injured, because players who carry the ball around a lot are always going to be knocked around, stepped onto. People are going to find ways of getting you injured so that they frustrate you. So you've got to be strong if you're going to keep playing that in that style. So AMAD Diallo, I think, has tried to work on that. So I thought, for me, he was a big positive. I think it is clear this is the year for AMAD Diallo. I think Man United have decided that he will be keeping that right wing position for himself. The way he dances around, then drops back in the middle, gets the ball, then passes a 1-2, then moves right. So if you know how to play 1-2, you're always going to get the ball to him. It's always going to make him an extremely lethal player for Manchester United, and you love to see it. So beautiful stuff there from Super AMAD. Of course, Casemiro scored the other goal, one of the other goals for Manchester United, and and the penalty from Marcus Rashford. So Rashford as well looked sharp, like I said, but the talk about Rashford is the injury, because just after halftime he limps off again. Another injury for Manchester United. He's limping off, and we don't know yet how long he will be there. He will be out, and of course there are some people who will feel like, with the Rashford who ended last season, we won't miss him that much. In fact, so many people are saying he should have left. But if you've looked, if you watched the games he has played in preseason, you see a bit of improvement. Because if Rashford puts his head down and plays football, concentrates on football, listens to Ruud van Nistelrooy, we see the impact. We see that he's looking sharper. He's a team player. He's passing the ball. He's getting himself a lot on the ball, passing right, making the right runs, being in the ways he should be fouled. Because if you're a good player, they should foul you in a certain way. You think you think he's looking better by the day. So this injury is quite a setback for him. We don't know how bad it will be, but we know how bad it is for YORO, guys. I hinted here yesterday. I told you, but now the club has confirmed that YORO is going to be out for 3 months. 3 months, fam. A young 18-year-old kid who brought excitement to everyone is out for 3 months because of injuring his metatarsal. So again, What is it? Is it a jinx? Then Rasmus Højlund, our striker, is out for 6 weeks. So meaning these guys are going to miss the first part of the season. For Leny Yoro, it's even longer. Højlund will miss the first couple of games in the season. Leny Yoro, it will even be longer than that. Guys, we cannot start the season like this. It's bad. It's dangerous. It looks ugly. Is it a jinx? Of course, those who believe in being jinxed, you probably start feeling that. Is it a jinx? What's going on with Manchester United? 6 weeks, 3 months for players who are important. Leny Yoro is extremely important. I think Leny Yoro's signing is one of those that had brought the most excitement among United supporters. So you recall how we're excited about Kobe Maino, but then he is injured in the tour. Same way that Leny Yoro nearly the same way, again on crutches. He's out for a long time. Our season was so bad that we had to resurrect when he started playing, when he became fit. Probably was it in November or thereabout? That's when we resurrected and we came up again and we were playing football again. Guys, it can't be this. Now the Leny Yoro injuries is now probably going to change Manchester United's approach when it comes to the transfer window. Perhaps now their focus will be more on bringing in Mathis De Ligt, hoping that De Ligt is 100% fit himself, because he has not really been playing a lot of football for both club and country, for Bayern and the Dutch national team. He hasn't played a lot of football. Guys, we might be back to square one. The circle continuing. It is bad. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Andre Onana did not play a part in the game against Real Betis. We don't know why, whether he was just being rested, or it could be that he also has an injury that we didn't know about. He was playing on Maram pitches in Africa during the off season, so you don't know. But Marcus Rashford looks like he was in pain, so it's a dangerous thing. The only thing though is it's an opportunity for us to test our depth, because these injuries are always going to be there. These players, honestly, the few weeks they have off after the so many games they played last season, the few weeks they've had off are not enough for their bodies to properly recuperate. Really, I don't think they are. So the injuries will always be there, but the depth now has got to come in handy when it comes to the striking. For Rasmus Højlund's injury, I think Chido Obi and Joshua Zirkzee must be going, okay, this is an opportunity for us to, show what we are made of, show what we can do. So but when it comes to Leny Yoro, the defense, Mathis De Ligt is not in yet. So we're not sure what the solution should be. Until Mathis De Ligt is brought in, we can't know what is going to happen. So it's a bit of a scary situation when it comes to the back line. Remember, Lisandro Martinez is also not yet back to join the team. So it's a tight situation there for Manchester United. When it comes to the wing, of course, Garnacho will be returning soon to join the team. In the wing, we've got Garnacho, where Marcus Rashford plays. He probably should be the one starting ahead of him. Of course, we know that Jadon Sancho is most likely going to leave. So are we going to play a season with Garnacho alone again, running through the whole season, playing nearly every game? Because Eric Ten Hag, I think, set it out and said it in his mind that he was never going to bench Garnacho for a single game for as long as from the moment he started giving him opportunities. So we don't know, guys. We are back into square one, but the only hope is in the depth that we're trying to build in this squad. That's the only hope we have. But we need to get to the root of these injuries. What exactly is the problem? I mean, of little faith, those who see things through an African lens will call it a jinx. Those who look at football as football, or life as it is, will say something is not being done right. But we know that Ineos have tried to do a lot of things to improve everything around the club to avoid such injuries that are costing us seasons. I mean, why are we seeing players getting injured again just a few games into preseason? It's really bad. You hate to see it, but guys, there's at least something for us to be happy about. Finally, our beloved AMAD Diallo is having a time of his life. You can see that AMAD is playing expressively. He's happy. He's expressing himself, and you see, when a talented footballer is happy, they will give you the best football. When a talented footballer is happy, they will give you the best football. So he's saying he can't wait to start the season. Of course, he was speaking after the game. He's being given opportunities now to speak to the press. He's motivated and excited for the new season. I think he can see now and feel it that he's an important player, that this is his time. And of course, we can only back him. My name is Webb. This is the United Road Sport. Guys, mixed feelings, but regardless, we move. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you later, fam.